Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy to have you with us today. Today's video, we're going to talk about one of the most common questions I get, which is, why are you called 410 Real Estate? But before we get started with that, if you could do me a favor, hit that like button and the subscribe button as well. And if you click the notification bell, you'll be notified every time we put one of these videos up. We try and do a couple videos a week. One to introduce you to some interesting topics that we come across, and the other one to show you around to make me a local business here in town that you could support. So we'd love to have you on the subscriber list to do that for me, but let's get into the video. So one of the most common things I'm asked is, why is your company called 410 Real Estate? Well, 410 Real Estate starts and ends in my Christian faith. I'm a follower of Jesus. I believe that he came to earth, died on the cross for my sins, and rose again so that I can experience life in full now and also life eternal with him in heaven. So for me, I grew up in a Christian home. I grew up with Christian parents, Christian grandparents. I remember going to vacation Bible school when I was a kid and going up to my grandparents' house in Munns Park, just south of Flagstaff, and really learning about Jesus as a very young child. I think that I recall making a, quote, decision for Jesus when I was about 6 years old. I think there's a lot of kids that do that, and it's a fantastic foundation. But for me, I didn't really apply that to my own life and my own story until I was in my early 20s. You know, there's a lot of things in life that you can go through where you think you're a Christian. I actually was thinking about being a youth pastor at one point, coming out of high school and really going down that path, but I hadn't ascribed what being a Christian means to me personally and how it affects my personal story. In my early 20s, I was married, had 2 kids, just a lot coming at me in life, and I realized I can't do this thing on my own anymore. And I really understood that when Jesus died on the cross, it was for me and not just some idea out there that people try and pass along. So as a Christian, I've grown and grown, since then. Obviously, everyone is a work in progress. I won't consider myself finished until I'm no longer here. But Christian faith is a big piece of how I operate and how I do business in the real estate world. So as a Christian, when I decide to open my own real estate business, I start to think, how can I show Christ through the way that I do business, and really decided that it's going to start from the name of the company. So me and my wife and I started scouring scripture, trying to figure out which verse applies to what the kind of business that we do, and we came across 1 Peter 4:10. After lots and lots of searching, you'd actually be surprised how many companies in the real estate world have something to do with a Bible verse in them, which I guess is a good thing, but it made choosing a company name a little bit harder than we suspected it was going to be. But we did come across 1 Peter 4:10, and after we found it, we realized that was the perfect verse from the beginning anyway. So I'll read it to you. 1 Peter 4:10 says, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. So why is that important to who we are as 410 Real Estate? Well, not only do we take the grace that we've been given and try and give it to others through the way that we do business, but we do a lot of property management, and so we start to think about things as stewards really more than anything else. We view our clients' assets and their homes and their decisions as to whether or not to buy or sell through the lens of stewardship. What's the best use of this asset for our clients every step of the way? So when we take on a property management client, that's what we're thinking of first when that repair bill comes in. We think to ourselves, is this a repair that needs to be done right away? Is this a repair that's vital to the property and is going to protect that owner's assets? Is this the best price we can get or the best value that we can get for the repair? So these are the things we're thinking of from a stewardship standpoint, and then really trying to use our giftedness in a way as well. It talks about we're all given gifts by God. We try and use our giftedness for the best possible outcome. So for me, the day-to-day details, the day-to-day steps that happen along the way, that may not be my strength. My strength is more of the whole picture type of person, the client relationship, the vision of where we're headed as a company. Those are my strengths, and so I really try and use those strengths and then put in a team, which we've done, that can handle the areas where maybe I'm not as strong. I can do the job myself, I did for several years, but really taking into account that idea of using our gifts that we've been given to the best possible degree to make sure we have the best outcomes for our clients. One of the other things I think about that we do as 410 Real Estate when it comes to really pushing forward the meaning of 1 Peter 4:10 is in the area of how we treat our clients, our tenants, vendors that we come across. we make sure that we're treating them with grace. So specifically in property management, there tends to be a negative reputation that's given to property management companies, that we don't care, that all we're out is for the buck and to take care, make sure the owner doesn't have to spend any money, those kinds of things. We have to unfortunately do evictions sometimes, and the tenants feel as though we don't care about them or the situation, and that's truly not the case. We try and operate with grace. We try and serve everyone that we serve with dignity, and we really try to understand people's situations. We'd be proactive when we're doing things so that they have all the information possible, so that they can avoid some of the negatives like evictions or things like that. So we really try and stick with the idea of grace that comes from 1 Peter 4:10 a lot. And then that's in addition obviously to the stewardship and things that we've been talking about already in this video. Our mission is to love people through real estate, right? So that basically means any way that we can show that person love through whatever circumstance they're going through, we're going to try our best to do that. That means treating people with grace. That means being honest with people. And we really focus on those kinds of things as a company in order that all of our clients and our tenants and customers alike feel valued and heard throughout whatever process they're moving through. So overall, 410 Real Estate really comes down to a way that my team and I can show our faith in action to the communities that we serve. That's again through grace, stewardship, transparency, integrity, honesty, all those things that really encompass being a follower of Christ. And we really stand behind that. We don't just say it. We don't want to have it just become a number on our signage. We really want people to feel better when they leave than when they came in. So all in all, that's kind of what I wanted to talk with you about today. I really appreciate you hanging out with us and learning a little bit about 410. If you do me a favor and share this video with your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.